Hey there YouTube, Elite Legionarii here, bringing you a 6-player free-for-all for Roman Total War. This particular battle, I will take command of Carthage, and joining me again will be Doc Holiday. This is his first free-for-all for Roman Total War, so it's pretty cool for him. He'll be playing as Armenia, and we have down here King of Rome, who is playing as the Spqr Romans. We have Zebandina, who is in command of the rebels, and Alexander, who is in command of the Julli Romans. My opposition hidden down here in the woods, find his army. Greek city-states in command of Sextus. So I was a bit cautious at first. My army, me and Doc agreed not to fight each other. We agreed to fight whoever was opposite us. So I saw that I was up against a Greek city-state, so I figured I'll need a good strong infantry corps, so I went with 6 gold Sacred Band hoplites. They're almost as good as Spartans, so with 6 of them that's pretty good, and I've got enough cavalry to support it. I have 4 gold Sacred Band cav, 2 gold attack or round shield cav, and I believe it was 3 gold slingers. So my opponent's army, from what I can see so far, looks like he's got 4 archers with probably gold attack. That's my guess. And his general's bodyguard unit, no, it's just a Greek cav unit with a lot of upgrades. Looks like it could be full. That's his general. I don't know where his infantry is, but I'm approaching cautiously because I suspect it'll be nearby his missiles. He's another unit of Greek cav with gold. So let's just kind of take a quick look at Doc's army. This was his first free-for-all after all. So he's obviously Armenia. He looks to have, I might just pause guys while I do this. It looks like he's got 5 gold attack archers, 6 cataphracts, which are probably silver gold or gold, a mix of that, 2 horse archers, which are gold attack, 1 of them is the Armenia, and 4 gold attack regular Armenian heavy spearmen. And his opponent here has got something, probably gold, or gold, 3 gold legionary cohorts, I think. There's another, I'd say it's gold. Legionary first cohorts rather, my bad, and 2 urban cohorts, one that's gold. And I think he had 2 Praetorian cavalry with Doc killed. So we'll quickly get back to my fight. I believe it's about to start. He reveals to me that he has 4 Spartans with gold. So I've got to use my, I should be okay because I can just use my other guys to support. Now, Sacred Band are nearly as good as Spartans. I give the edge to Spartans, but Sacred Band can certainly hold their own against them. But over here I'm going to get pretty hammered because I'm going to get 2 lots coming into me, so that's pretty rough. But I do have these guys to swing around the flank, and as you can see, this unit of Sacred Band's actually winning this fight, and so these 2, although this one's getting owned, so sometimes the Sacred Band can win it. Now, he does manage to rout my one of my round shield cav, but that's okay. So I'm just picking up his archers over here, and I'm getting a hammer and anvil in here, but I'm a bit cautious because Spartans can be a bit dangerous, and I want to hammer and anvils, and I want to preserve them. As you can see, I'm sort of pinstring in with this unit, and I'm going to finish off these 2 Spartans over here. So my fight's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to pick up some of these last guys here and some hammer and anvils and run down these archers. So it's basically what's happening over here. I want to catch Doc's fight, to be honest, because I think it's probably more interesting. At this stage, his opponent's gone into Testudo, and Doc's basically just going to use his cataphracts to just pretty much own that situation. Over here, the rebel army gets pretty cleaned out. If you looked at that, look at Doc just killed this Spqr general. If you looked at that Julli army, it had no infantry. I think it had 2 Roman archers, 6 archer auxilia, 6 gold Praetorian cav, and 2 gold legionary cavalry. So you had 8 cavalry, no infantry. And a rebel army without chariots was pretty easy to put down. As you can see, his main infantry is just a sturdy gladiators, so that's easy pickings for this Roman army. As you can see, I've routed the Greek army. Pretty standard. I just pinned the Spartans and hammer handled, so pretty standard there. And now Doc is just going to basically, as you can see, he's routing these Urbans and legionaries with in first cohort, just a good strike for his cataphracts. As you can see, these legionaries had their backs completely exposed, and that charge just routed them. And now I think he'll probably squish that remaining one between his cataphracts. You don't want to let your guys get caught in Testudo and fight getting charged. Just the advantage is they just broke. So very expensive unit first cohorts, and when I realised that he was up against first cohorts, I thought that gave Doc a really good advantage of winning, because they are one of those units that worth a lot in a squad res. They are a high number unit and a high quality unit. They are extremely valuable. I'd really use them. They're very expensive. They're rather good, and they can be worth a lot when you kill them. Although I was feeling pretty confident I would get quite a dual ride as well, because I did kill 4 Spartans, and as you know, Spartans are also a very high quality unit. So, pretty self-explanatory what's happened here. This Roman army just destroyed the rebel army. Really, to be honest, rebels kind of have to have chariots and Cretan archers, and unless you're really good at skirmishing, they've got some good skirmishing units, but I don't really like them that much. There's lots of options, but nothing particularly good. So as you can see, both me, Doc, and the Roman player defeat our opponents with minimal losses to our armies. So this is interesting. As you can see, I still got pretty much my infantry in full. Most of them are at 60 and 70. This one even don't even think got any action at all, and this one got pretty damaged, but other than that it's fine. I'm just picking off whatever's left of the Greek units, because again it is a squad resolution, so I'm going to need kills here. But I've got to say, I've got to give it to Doc here. He has not been playing Rome Title all along. Like, he's featuring in a few of my videos at the moment because we've been able to play a few battles together. And to be honest, he's fairly new. He's probably got no more than probably 20 online Rome Total War fights under his belt. And when I was at that stage, I was getting hammered pretty consecutively in battles. Now, I have been allying with him a lot and giving him some support, but ultimately he hasn't really needed much support from me. So, to be honest, he's definitely, I would definitely say he was better than I was when I was that new. When I was that new, I was getting beaten pretty regularly because I just didn't have the micro. And Doc certainly does make micro mistakes, but not as frequently as you'd think for a player who's as new as him. So, over here there is a fleeing legionary first cohort, and Doc shouldn't have let this slip away because they are very high value, and the squad resolution high value kills should be sought after, so I will go get rid of that. It is 28 men, but it will help. So at this stage though, I thought this player was probably quite a good skirmish player, so I wasn't too sure how Doc would go on this, to be honest. But I would support Doc if he needed it. So I prepared to move myself into a position to actually help Doc if he needed it. I didn't tell him I was going to help him or if I was going to attack him, but I'd support him because, you know, this is his first free-for-all, and he's already done pretty well for the first free-for-all. Most of the time in most of my early free-for-alls I was out pretty much straight away. So this guy's using the wedge. And he's got a lot of cavalry, so Doc will need to be careful, but he's also got a lot of archers. So as long as he gets these heavy spearmen right in close with his cataphracts, he should be okay. So Doc's decided he's coming from 2 angles, which is an interesting choice. But he should be okay with that, because if he uses these heavy spearmen here, he can support well. However, and I think this was a pretty smart move for the most part. He's seen a lot of his guys after this, although he did not defend his missile units, and this wasn't a good idea. So Doc will just pull out of this fight, and he'll come in from this side, and it's going to allow Doc to actually trap the Roman player. He should have made a better job of defending his missile units, because his missile units could have turned this in his favour. And now Doc's going to be actually able to put the squeeze on him. Now the only thing Doc did here that I thought we probably could have done better was get these guys into the action sooner. but his cataphracts are going to be pretty effective here. But he needs to be careful. As you can see, he's pulling his Praetorian round to encircle Doc. But the cataphracts are fast. You've got to be fast with the encircle, and they basically just kill each other's general pretty consecutively there. But as you can see, Doc's cav gets routed here, but his infantry's right up in support. And now the rest of Doc's cataphracts come around. This is probably another area where Doc wasn't quick enough. He needed to get these cataphracts into support. However, also here's a few other little micro areas which indicates that Doc's pretty new at this, although he gets out of that pretty quickly actually. I'll take that back. He's going to rush and get his heavy spearmen into support. At this stage though, Doc needs to be quick because these Roman cavalry are going to beat him down, but he does get his infantry in here to support, and his archers are coming up, and I think his cataphracts come back from routing, which was very fortunate for Doc. And as you can see, the Roman cavalry does mass rout. So couple of things that Doc did a little slower than he probably wanted to, but ultimately for a player of his newness, that's absolutely acceptable. And he does very well to defeat this army. This Roman player did make a few mistakes of his own, and I'm sure if I were either of the players I would have also made mistakes, so as I do frequently make mistakes of my own. Now what Doc should probably be trying to do, although I can understand why he's not, he should probably try and catch some of these Roman cavalry units, because it's more kills and points, but because he's got cataphracts, running them down is not necessarily a good idea. If I were Doc, I would get these horse archers and run them down, because they are fast and they should be able to catch them. Now I think that is what he's going to do. I was very tempted to send my own guys out to go get them, but like Doc, I don't want to exhaust my cavalry units. But he can afford to go do this with his horse archers, and I think he will do that. I don't know whether he'll catch them. He will get a lot of these archers, but these Praetorian and legionary cavalry are going to get away, which is a bit unfortunate for Doc, because if he caught them, he would likely have really pulled ahead in the list. So anyway, I see a lot of Doc's archers here unsupported, and I see he's done a great job, but I'm not going to give him time to reform. I'm certainly willing to support Doc in the fight, but I'm not going to make it easy for him. So I get my slingers into position, and we start the missile duel. Now I've got plenty of sacred bands left, although he's still got plenty of infantry left, so if he uses cataphracts right, he could still realistically defeat me. So he gives up on chasing a lot of those units away. I think he gets some of the cavalry, the archers, which is good. As you can see, my slingers I've actually preserved pretty well, and still got pretty good numbers, so slingers are not completely useless if you just use them right. So what I decide to do here is to send my sacred band this way, and that'll force him to either keep his cataphracts on this side, in which case I can just use one of my sacred bands to support in that fight to destroy those cataphracts, while I use my round shield cav to catch his horse archers. That's what you want light cav for. They can catch horse archers, and that is very useful. As you can see, they are going to catch these horse archers, I think, although I think I pulled off on these archers, which probably wasn't the best idea. As you can see, he goes his cataphracts this way, so I'm going to go this way with my guys, and then I'll pin him and use them to strike him out. But Doc messaged me later on with Steam though, and told me that some of his units, now this is a glitch, and I've had it happen to me, where some of your cavalry units will indicate that they're still in the fight, and they won't move. I don't know when that happened to him, but I think it does. So here he gets snagged up on one of my sacred bands, and I think, I've got my pikes down at this point, and he will take a few nasty hits there. While this is happening, I'm going to pull around. He does catch me here with my pikes out of position though, and I think I can get them down now though. And I think I'll get these guys down. I might not though, so there's a few micro areas by myself as well, so get my cav in though, it's alright, and I managed to rout them there. So my micro is not exactly brilliant either, so I don't think I've got my pike, I have got my pikes down now thankfully, but I did lose a few men there before I got him down. And he's got cataphracts right behind my line, but I'm going to pull these guys off and use them as support. So he does get a good charge, and it is my general, it's not a bad idea, but got to take it carefully with sacred band, especially when the cataphracts are as tired as his are, and they've had support there, and they get routed. With the cav a bit, I was a little bit slow. I was trying to avoid getting hit by his own other pikes hanging around in the back. But I'm going to squish these guys up here. And my guys started to do the backwards glitch, irritating. Unfortunately I had my own dudes into support, and I had my cavalry coming into elf support as well. So I think I was trying to avoid them. I was trying to avoid hitting those guys. He's going to, over here, I think this is one of his units that started to attack, and he told me, he didn't tell it to do this, and I can believe him, this stuff has happened to me as well. So I did manage to rout that cataphract, although that was against Doc's will. It was a stupid game glitch that happens from time to time. My infantry is so much more elite and superior to his infantry that I won't have any trouble winning the infantry fights. So once I deal with this cataphract, I'll be right. And I got my cab hanging around the back here. I was trying to pick up some of his routers, so there is still a bit of shoddy micro work on my part, which I'm not pleased with. But as you can see, a lot of my units are just walking, trying to get them to run. I keep having that issue with my computer. I'll be mashing my keyboard, and a lot of the times my units will still walk. It's really irritating. But anyway, it's going pretty well for me at this stage. Here's the backward glitch again. It's always an unwanted visitor. So what I was trying to do here was trying to draw his cataphracts forward so then I could use my sacred band to support, but they rout anyway. Fairly exhausted, I think. So now I'm going to catch his horse archers. I should be able to catch them because when they're in Cantab circle they are catchable. And as you see, I rout that one there. So at this stage the fight is looking like I'm going to be last man standing, but Doc did get a lot of those Romans as well as his original Roman group over there. So, and Romans, of course, as you know, are very high quality units. So it'll be interesting to see who come out on top. Of course I already know the answer, but they're going to pretend to have suspense until the end. So I'm running down what's left of his guys there, so I will triple speed just towards the end here. And basically just trying to get as much as I can, because at this stage I was thinking that Doc probably would be in the lead because he got so many Romans and those first cohorts are really high quality. So I do manage to catch a lot of these Roman fleeing Armenian units. But I did get Spartans and cataphracts, quite a lot of cataphracts and all those Spartans, so they are also high quality units, so I wasn't completely without things in my favour. We're just trying to get every other thing that's running off the field. But I think this guy's going to be too quick. This horse archer is going to be too quick for me to catch. So that's that out of it. But just running units down. As you can see, I still have a fairly large number of my infantry left, even though I probably didn't use them all the best there against Doc. I had a few micro errors of my own. But the time is almost up. I'm just picking off whatever's left. And let's see. Just trying to get those last ones there. And as I said, it's going to be really close between me and Doc, which is really cool that he's done so well. It is really cool that he's done so well in his first free-for-all. Because as I said, I'm pretty sure I did shocking in my first few free-for-alls. I got creamed. Which is why I think Doc's probably going to end up being a better player than me if he plays it enough. So I have the most kills again. This isn't the first time this happens. I have the most kills and I'm the last man standing, and yet I still end up being like third. So it's funny. It keeps happening. It's like the third or fourth time that's happened. So Doc wins, and I think that's great though. His first free-for-all and he wins it. So that's really good. 1,510 kills. A lot of high quality units. As you can see, look at his first opponent, only got 59 kills. He totally destroyed him. And Alexander there with that full cavalry missile skirmishy type build that he had for the Julli, he came in second, even though he had 500 kills less than me. So I only end up in third. I got the most kills, but apparently my kills are not very high quality. So if we look at my Sacred Band Cav, my Sacred Bands, a lot of kills there, all over the board. My Slingers too. Really only this Round Shield Cav underperformed. Everything else got over 50. So I thought I did pretty good really, but sometimes I'm surprised. I get so many kills and I still have quite a lot of men left, and I still only end up in third. Not that I'm not angry or anything. I'm just observing. It's interesting that that someone who got 500 kills less than me is actually ahead of me. But I guess the quality of his kills, I wouldn't have thought those rebel units were that high quality. But I guess he killed enough of Doc's units to make a difference. But it's kind of hard to work out how scored resolution works and stuff like that. But nonetheless, it was a fantastic game and well earned. I'm actually glad Doc won. I mean, to win his first free-for-all is actually pretty cool, because as I said, I'm pretty sure I got creamed in my first few free-for-alls way back when I started playing Rome Online. So anyway, great game to Doc, King of Rome, Zebdina, Alexander and Sextus. Hope you guys enjoy this one, and I shall see you soon next time.